Prostraps from ProtubeVR. Those are straps for controllers, but much different than any other. They are nothing like their competition. And they have two versions. This is standalone. It's short, like you see here. And there is also this. Much bigger, looks different, but it has the same strap. And this strap is similar to camera hand straps. And it really helps hold something heavy, something like big mirror camera, full frame, especially the old models. Controllers for Quest, especially for Quest 3, are not heavy, but things like gun stock could be. So I use this for last few months, like since July, every day, almost every day. And I love it. For gun stock, it's perfect. However, as a standalone version, I also like to use it, but it's not so huge difference between this and standard controller grips. But for gun stock, this is amazing. And every time when I switch from this to other accessories, like bow, like small gun stocks, small but heavy, without those straps, I think how to attach them to those accessories, because this is so good. But Quest controller is light, so it doesn't make, for me, it doesn't make big difference. However, let's start from the beginning. This is much different from the competition, not only because of this part, how big it is, how secure it holds the controller, but also look how easy it is to remove this. Done. There's nothing to hold this on the controller. And now it's installed. The same with the bigger size. Removed, installed. That's it. In every other grip, this is a huge problem, because if you install grip like this and you start playing Beat Saber or anything where you move controller a lot, or even if you just use sword or X in a game, at some point this controller will fly away, or at least it will move and it will cover some parts of the controller. In this, nothing like this happen, at least not to me, and I use it a lot, like a lot, more than any other controller I tested. Why? It's different because the whole construction, like the whole design of this, the materials they use, everything here is different. I will explain more. However, you have to know that this is very premium. This is very expensive. Okay, maybe the standalone version isn't. And if you have already those caps, because, for example, you have their gun stock and those plastic caps comes with the gun stock, just without the straps. So you have them already. And then when you want to buy those straps, it's not so expensive. It's about $35. And it works like this, that I hold the gun stock, and even without holding the controllers, it still stays very securely. And I can remove this controller from the gun stock very easily, without even holding it. So this is a real game changer when I play shooters, when I use this gun stock. I love it. But as I said, the standalone version, then it's just comfortable, but it's not so necessary. But if you don't have gun stock and you want to buy this, the long version, it's so expensive. Like for whole setup, it's almost $100 for 2 caps and 2 straps with tax and yeah, because prices on ProtubeVR website are without tax. So this is really, really expensive. But I think no one will buy all of this. You will buy only straps, because this you have already with other ProTube accessories, or you will buy this, and this is about $35. The strap with this grip. Okay, so why this holds the controller so well? The whole grip is much more rigid than normal grip. It's still flexible, but nothing like in normal grip, like standard silicone grip. However, if you want, you can still install the standard strap, put it here, and this will be attached like always, because here below is hole where these straps can go. So if you want this secure even more, you can. ProTube on their website never shows those controllers with this string, so I'm not sure if it's necessary. And I always have this finger on the controller, so it secures it. But if I would hold controller like this, I would be a little bit scary that it can fly away. So this never happened, but I wouldn't risk it for games like Beat Saber. So I use this controller in this grip, always like that. Okay, so why this is so comfortable? First of all, here, this part is rubber. So it's very elastic. And I always liked straps like this. But I feel like they don't make them anymore. I had rubber straps for Quest 1, whole rubber, and it was great, from AMVR. But every other strap I had wasn't like that, since I got this. So here only the bottom part is elastic, but here we don't have rubber. However, this part is elastic, so it moves a little bit. And all of this makes this very comfortable. And also, this part is very soft. I don't feel when I sweat in this. And because it's big, it secures this controller very well. Like, it cannot move like normally. And because we have 2 straps here, I can move it up or down and have it in different parts of my hand. It will be especially useful for people with huge hands. For people with small hands, probably no difference at all. So because of this, even if they look similar to camera hand straps, they are very different, because you can't do anything like this on those straps. Both grips, standalone and the gunstock version, are 3D printed. However, they look very different, and they are very different. This standalone, as I show you, is very elastic. Maybe not very elastic, but it is elastic. And this one is much harder. Much, much harder. Only this part is elastic. This magnetic cap is carbon fiber mixed with PETG. Carbon fiber is 20%, PETG 80%. They have also different version, cheaper, but it's also similar design, different color, but it's similar to this. This one, standalone, as I said, much different. This is not carbon fiber. Even the black version is not. It's NG flex filament. And as the name say, it's flexing much more than the carbon. You may think that those grips are more heavy than normal grips, like for example this one. But they are not. This is less heavy than this. It's almost the same, like only a few grams difference. But this is less heavy. This is less than 40 grams. The same situation is with this one. This is about 75 grams. So almost the same, like this popular grip. It has many names. In this case, it's Kiwi Design. But yeah, this is almost the same weight like this. And this has magnets inside. I'm not sure how it is with PLA version. Probably it could be more heavy. But yeah, it's not as heavy as you think. The fact that those are 3D printed doesn't mean that it's worse quality than normal plastic. In fact, in this case, probably it's opposite. Probably it's much better. So the quality of this is very good. The lines from 3D printer are so small that I barely feel them. Like, there is structure of this material. I feel it. But it's not like average 3D print. It's nothing like that. It's really, really good. This part is different because this part is the same filament like those grips. But it's also very good quality. It's much different. Here I can see more clearly that this is 3D print, but I still don't feel those lines. They are so small. I mean, I feel the structure, but as I said, it's nothing like average 3D print. It's really, really good. But this 3D print is not perfect. I can see some imperfections, like for example, here some stringing. I didn't remove those strings. I wanted to show you how it looks. Or for example, this part here, the edge, it's not very smooth. I could fix it very easily with special tool for 3D print or even with knife. It's not necessary, but it could be better. And some parts like here, you can see that it's also not perfect. It doesn't matter when I use it. I don't feel it at all. But I can see it, that it's not perfect. Protection of this part doesn't exist. And in normal grips like this one, silicone covers almost everything. And here we have nothing. And because the controller is not attached to grip in any other way, it's just inside, I would be afraid to play Beat Saber holding it like this. At some point, probably the controller would fly away. If I play like this, as I said on the beginning, I don't feel it moving at all. But I'm sure that holding it this way wouldn't be secure enough. And I will not test it. I don't have enough controllers for replace this what I have. And the last thing, which I don't like, is how thick it is, this part here. It's more thick than in any other controller grip I tested. It's 3.5 millimeter. Yes, or maybe even a little bit more, depending in which part I measure it. So I would like if they make it here a little bit smaller and here the same like it is. But I used to it. Now when I play games, I don't care. Just I remember that on the beginning it was a little bit strange for me that this is so huge. In the standalone version, it's different. Standalone version is much less thick. it's only, let's see, little bit more than 1 millimeter, like 1.3, 1.4. Okay. Time to summarize my experience. If you have those cups already, because you have their gun stock, buy those straps. They are amazing. I cannot imagine to use this gun stock without them. That's so good. However, if you plan to buy only the standalone version, I'm not sure if this is good investment. It's expensive and it doesn't make so big difference with Quest controllers, which are really small, really light, and they don't really need so big straps. However, I know that many people who use this version, they used to it and they don't want to switch back to normal small straps. And for them, this is really good solution. However, I often use this, even without gun stock, just like normal grip. And I love it. Like, it's really good. I like it more than standalone version because it's bigger, it's longer. So this part here, it makes more space for my hand. Where here, there's no any extension on the bottom of this controller. And I think it should be. In modern grips, they make some extension here. And here it's not such a big problem like in other grips without it, because the rubber part, it's very elastic here. So it not push the controller up like other grips do. But it's not great. Like, it could be better. But here, perfection. The only reason why when I don't like to use those grips is when I play games like in-depth Unchained, when I use bow a lot. And if I do this move like all the time for 1 hour super fast and my hand is pretty high all the time, I prefer as light grip as possible. So this is a little bit more heavy and I feel it, but I feel it only then. And even not in normal situations, like in the Unchained, if I play campaign, this is okay. But if I play horde mode and I shoot all the time, then I feel it more. Or maybe this is just placebo. I'm not sure. So now you know everything. And as I said, this is very expensive, but only very expensive if you want to buy this long version and you don't have those caps already. So if you don't have gun stock or other things from this brand from ProTube, because they have also other accessories like for golf, something like joystick for games like No Man's Sky. And if you have them, you have already those caps. So then, yeah, something like this could be great addition, but probably mostly to the gun stock. In gun stock, huge difference. Okay, that's it. All affiliate links are in the description. See you.